gotten this far, it ain't over a broken heart. 'Cause I'm taken to a country song, to another long work week gone, and I'm raising my glass to a long lost buddy I ain't seen. I might stay for one more round, or I might close this place down. But don't think for a second I'm out to drown your memory. Baby, you ain't worth the whiskey. Cheers to a good country song, to another long work week gone. And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas. I might stay for one more round, hell, I might close this place down. But don't think for a second I'm out to drown your memory. No, don't think for one second I'm out to drown your memory. Girl, you ain't worth the whiskey. No, baby, you ain't worth the whiskey.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Monday night. Hope you guys are all doing good. Hope you had a good day. It's good to see everybody here tonight. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. So, couple things as we kick off. I've got all the videos of our lives posted to the YouTube channel, so you can click right here, boop, link in the bio, and you're able to go watch those. And I was looking up, I was updating some stuff in there just a little bit ago, and saw the analytics, and we've had over 10,000 views on those videos, which is great. So thank you guys so much. And then you've got my email address in there too. You can go through my link tree, and there's a couple different ways that you can contact me. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the messages. Thank you, Tammy, that you guys send. They're great, and I get them every day, and I'm backed up. So appreciate you guys, but I am reading them, and I will respond. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you just finished watching the one with Alexis? You're right. It's a good one. That one I think has got the most views. I think the first night, people have watched most of that. And then I think the next biggest one is the one with Alexis. So thank you guys for watching. Really means a lot to me. Today, what I thought I'd do, there's a couple different things that I want to talk about. And let's see, the one with Alexis was a Friday night. So I think it was the 9th or 10th. November, I think it was the 10th. But it's up there. It's up there on the YouTube channel. So a couple things I want to talk about, because I've talked about, getting the protection order, and I've talked about that there's 3 warrants, but I want to talk about what the heck does that mean? And then I want to talk about too, I found this article, and it was so relevant, and I think it'll line up to a lot of different things. And it's, where is it? It is examples of how a narcissist will text you. And I think you guys, hold on, I got a message here. I need to pause. And I think you guys will like it. So we'll do that towards the end. But I want to talk about kind of what comes next with the warrants, because a lot of people have questions about those. Like, well, why isn't he arrested? So with the protection order, so any violation to it breaks that protection order. And it's like, okay, what comes next? Because I was confused about the whole process too. And so if somebody violates that protection order, and it doesn't matter how they do it, it's any form of contact. And it's their responsibility to abide by the terms of the protection order, which I have right here. So when you get one of these, you are supposed to carry this around with you 24/7. So I've got a paper copy in my car. I've got a digital copy with me at all times. But when you get one of these and it's stamped by the courts, and if there are violations or you have any contact with police departments, which I've had several, they always want to reference this because they want to know. And when you have it, especially in a digital format, it's good to be able to just send to the officer. That way they don't have to go looking through or type up a bunch of stuff to try and search for it. If you give it to them, they'll be able to reference it, and the process moves a lot quicker. I learned that, I think it was the second violation where I'm like, nope, I've got it, it's right here. And they're like, oh, thank God, you just saved me a ton of time. The first time it took a long time. So I made the report, called the dispatch. They got me in touch with an officer, and then the officer called me and they said, okay, let me call you back. And it took him almost like 45 minutes before I got that call back where he was able to verify everything, and then we could start the process. And it all sucks. Like, the whole thing just sucks, and it's time and your heart. It doesn't stop, going crazy. So that was the first one. Then there was a second one. Then there was a third one. So what happens when they violate? And I wanted to look this up because I've had to read this 100 different times so I can understand what comes next in the process. So let me get this up here. Okay. So with a protection order, especially in my case where it was intimate partners, what the courts call it, and it becomes domestic violence. So the first offense, violating a civil, because it's civil at the time, protection order, for the first time is a class 2 misdemeanor, which here in Colorado could be punishable up to 12 months in jail and some fines, and there's other things that you can put into that. But subsequent violations then bumps it to a class 1 misdemeanor. And then they also start calling it now an extraordinary risk crime. And with that, it means that whatever the sentence is going to be will be increased significantly since the crime is now considered to be substantial risk to society. And I'm reading this out of the law here. And so when you violate it multiple times, that's what happens in that process. And then the jail time and the fines and the terms can be a lot longer. So it goes from a 2 to a 1 and then becomes extraordinary risk. Now, again, it's still a misdemeanor. It doesn't bump up to felony, but it could. It could. I've talked to several officers that say that it could. And so on the list of the top 10 misdemeanors that are listed as extraordinary risks of crime, it's the violations to protection orders, it's a lot of different things. So that's what that is. Do they take into consideration that he texted? No, because it is contact. So if I were to go back and think about it, if he came to me in person, probably would have had cops show up right away. But it's no contact at all. So let me pull up that no protection order. Restrained persons shall not contact, harass, stalk, injure, intimidate, threaten, touch, assault, abuse, or molest the protected person named in this action. And there's a whole list of different things here. And then I can list different locations too. So of course, my home, and the judge with this one, because I have offices in so many different locations, like I don't have one place that I go to work. I work half of a state and into another state. So the judge says that he typically wouldn't do that, but he put a distance as how far somebody can be from me within 100 yards of any one of my offices. And he just didn't list one. He listed all of them. And that is half the state. So that's what happens in that process. And so now I don't know what comes next because he's left Colorado, and at this point they will extradite. So I don't know what the next step is. And I read it off, I believe it was last week, that if you wanted to contest the protection order, there's a certain, timeline that you're allowed to do that in and fill out forms with the courts. If he were to have appeared in person for our hearing, he would have had 14 days to contest it. Being that he did not appear for the hearing, he had 21 days to be able to contest the protection order. Otherwise, it's done. It is done, done, done. And with the warrants, what happens to it, if you want to contest the warrants or maybe have those dropped, you have to come back to Colorado and appear. And that means too, hold on, I've got this pulled up, is that if you want to take care of them and clear up the warrants, you have to come back here and go in front of a judge. And that could mean jail time. And that's how it works. So I know a lot of people have questions about that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So I don't know really what happens next. I don't know how this is playing out, and we'll see, and we'll learn, I guess, all together as to what that next step does. So the article that I was reading today was about 15 examples of narcissist text messages. And I want you guys to hear these, and then I think you can see how they line up. And then think about, too, do you have somebody in your life that this lines up with? And then where do we go from there? Okay, first one that it says the me. So their texting style is really about them. And sorry, I'm reading this because I want to make sure that I cover it. It says, I'm amazing because I bought groceries. Why aren't you calling me? Did I do something wrong? Why don't you love me? Has anybody gotten a message like that before? I'm sure you have. The other type of messages that come through is bombardment. So they'll send you a flurry of text messages that say essentially the same thing. And I've got tons of them here. It's like, I need to talk to you. What's wrong with your phone? Call me now. That's how they bombard you. And it'll go from, like with mine, it went from texting to audio messages to back to texting. And then it just keeps coming through. And your phone's going, all these messages are coming through. The next type of messaging is the love bombing. So it's where they call you beautiful, amazing, I love you, I can't live without you. And they do this. Again, we've talked about love bombing quite a bit on here. But that's what they'll do. And again, this is like textbook, guys. This should be a novel here. And this could be the playbook for somebody. Right, until you don't answer that text. So the next one is the drama. Okay, so they love drama because it makes them the center of attention. They might call you into the middle of something, and that's that triangulation, that's that proximity. We talked about that yesterday. And so it's, you like this. Here's examples that they have. I'm in the hospital, but I'm okay. I can't feel my arm. So I got messages like that, well, you guys heard them. You heard them, and I've read some of them on here where it's like, here's where I'm at. I haven't eaten. I'm not doing well. So again, it's classic messaging like that of the drama, the poor me, poor me, poor me. The next type is the demands. So that This is where they kind of get a little bit of arrogant and demanding, not a little bit, but a lot. Where it's, I need this now. I got a lot of those, and it was like, I need you to, did you cancel the trash? I need the garage door opener. There was, I think it was on the 15th of July, so just a couple days after I left, it was I immediately need the mailbox key. I will come to your work. And it was like demanding right away, which all of that stuff was unnecessary, because then hours later it was, I can't believe I called you and was worried about a garage door opener or a mailbox key. Now, I did have a key made, and I left it on the counter for him. The next one, I love this one. It's called the word salad narcissist. So the word salad is both confusing and often distorted view of reality. So where they say, you're crazy, but I love you, and you need to make more effort to be a better partner to me. And I got a lot of those in here too. A lot of those messages that really don't make sense, but they put the blame back on you. How dare you do this to me? Don't make me have to do this because of you, right? The next one is reeling you in. So they try and charm you. And it's very similar to the love bombing, but it's, I can't wait to tell you, I bought you something, it's trying to pull you back in. You guys heard it. I have the scooters. They're trying to reel you in. They're trying to find something to bring you back in, right? The next type of message is the messages to enrage. So what they want to do is to spark emotions, good, bad, ugly. They might send you like a controversial statement. But when you don't respond to that type of text that's designed to start a debate with you, they fly into a rage. And so I got a lot of those. So what you're doing there is you're pulling away their supply, and you're making them like super angry. The next one here is they leave you hanging for days. Now, I think there was maybe like a 24-hour period where there was nothing coming through. And I was like, yes, thank you. But then it came back. So one minute they're all about the love and the charm. Next they go off the grid. In my case, it was a very short period of time. But for others, it could be weeks. It could be, you never know. But the idea for them is to get you to beg for them to come back, like you were the problem. And they're trying to pull you in. So by ghosting you, they think that that's going to help the situation. Then, excuse me, the next type of message that comes through is the passive-aggressive ones. They're more subtle, but equally, as damaging as all the others. But they want your attention, and they're acting like a wounded animal. For instance, they'll say, you don't love me anymore. It hurts when you ignore me, although you've done nothing really wrong to ignore them or to hurt them. So there's plenty of examples. I've played the audio. I played some last night. Is how dare you watch me suffer like this? Again, it's passive aggressive, and they're trying to mess with your head like big time. Okay, the next ones that come through is putting you down. So they'll criticize you. They'll go as far as threatening and insulting you. Like you don't know what you're doing. Da 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 da. So it's them trying to stomp you down. And it's wild. And of course, the next type is gaslighting. Let's see, Miss Jen, does going through all these details help you heal? It's a part of the process, Sam, and that's a good question. I think I was quiet and didn't say a word anybody really outside of my family and my really close circle for like 4 months. And so going through these, it allows me to have a voice. It's not easy to go through this stuff and to talk about it, but the more that I do, the more that I hear that it's helping other people, and I think that it's helping me, because I can look back, and instead of looking through this in fear and in tears and confused, I have a better understanding now, and I could see patterns. So I do think it's helping. I do think it's helping. And I have seen a therapist. And so I think that this is just part of the process. So let's see. But that's a great question. Thank you for asking. So the next step is gaslighting. So they distort the truth, to tell lies, to make you look bad. We've talked about the smear campaign that went on for so long. And it comes in waves. So it'll be quiet for a day or two, and then it'll just continue and continue and continue. The next type of message that is part of this, and this is like number 13. And so you guys have seen every single one of these checks these boxes, is the showing off. So that happened a lot, and I've got examples of it. Showing off, like to people on TikTok, like, see, these people want us together. These people want us together. See this message from this person and this person. What they're trying to do is they need you to adore them, and they need that instant gratification. They're hoping that you'll kind of cave in and be like, oh, okay, because the TikTok people want to see it. They want this relationship to work. I'll come back home. That's what they're hoping for. And that's not the case. The next type of message that will come through, and boy, if you've been a friend of his and you've gotten any type of text message, you know this very well, is the cap lock overload. Hold on, let me answer this question. How do you think this experience has changed you going forward? It has completely changed my life, everything about it. It has displaced me. It has confused me. It has flipped my world and my family's world upside down. But what I'm doing now is trying to learn from it and trying to spread awareness. And, you know, with this whole smear campaign that's been going on for so long, provide receipts to call out the bullshit. And in the end, I don't know what it'll do, but I know that it's changing me. And right now I think that it's going to make me a much stronger woman. And we'll see where it goes. So anyways, back to it. The cap lock overload, okay? Okay. So there's really no need to do that when you are, I don't know, it's like in capital letters, call me now. I'm upset, you know, hold on, let me just flip to a random page here. This message starts out in sentence case, you know, I put in a job application, and then in capitals, I will fix myself to someday deserve you again, Jen. Never let any of my hurtful, shitty words make you sad. I'm a shitty human to ever say them to someone I love so incredibly much. All in capital letters, right? So it happens a lot. It is. It's like a text tantrum. Like this one too. Oh, this is trying to make me feel better. It's love you, and then go, and then capital is crush it in Atlanta. I am so sorry for what I did. And then in sentence case, I never deserve someone like you anyway, right? Tons of them. Oh, here's the next page. Thank you for saying that you're proud of me, especially for my actions. And then capitals, I know you love me, and I'm sorry I ever doubted that. It's almost every other text in that where it's like, you know, in emails, I always learned, you know, when you were learning how to communicate in elementary school, that when you do that, it's like screaming, right? And so a narcissist will use this often. Guys, it's right here. So I have to do something moving forever in my life, and I have to know who wants to be a part of my life, right? Here's one. I got it now, figured it out. Then capital S, best of luck. Go make your mom happy, even if she's a horrible human. And I can't laugh. I don't mean to laugh because this is awful. But that's the kind of stuff that goes on. And then the last one on this list is the intermediate ghosting. So it's the text games sometimes that include ghosting you. They'll block you. So not only since the breakup, it was throughout the relationship when things weren't going his way, or I was trying to get him to calm down or remove himself from a situation, like in Nashville and Vegas and Wyndham and all these different places, when I said, no, walk away from that, walk away from the pool party, and it was instant block. Or if we had friends in town and he didn't like how things were going, it was the block. I'll block you, I'll block you, I'll block you. I don't know, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't know many adults or especially people in relationships that block the other person, block children. I've never experienced that until I met this person. Like, I didn't know that it was a thing. I didn't know. Chris, I love your face. So then they'll ghost you, they'll block you, and then they'll want to try and reconnect, and then the cycle all starts again. Or they'll say, you need your space, I need some time to think. Now I know that maybe you love me, I love you. Let's see. I'm assuming he was under the influence. No, he was not. He was not. There were times that he was. More of the audio messages and the video recordings. But no, this was typical. And so with all those, I thought it was a great article to read because it really called out the way that a narcissist will communicate or text you. And I thought it was a really good read, and it just pinpointed and nailed every single one of the messages that I've gotten. Many of you have gotten, if you're friends with him, you've gotten those types of messages. And Michael, can we talk about your birthday weekend? Because that was pivotal for me. Yes, we can do that later this week for sure. When did the mistreating start? You know, it came in waves. And it's hard for me to answer because now that I know more and I've learned more of how to identify things, I can see things differently now. So when did I come to the realization that things weren't going really well? It was the end of last year. And, you know, you think, okay, can we fix this? What am I doing wrong? How do I need to be a better partner? Because he's obviously not happy. So then it kept going. And there were good times too. I mean, I certainly tried. And he wasn't always awful. It was the back and forth. It was either up here or boom, I'm going to knock you down. Was I afraid? Yes. That's why I have protection orders. Thank you, Megan. Living with a narcissist. Yeah, it's a lot to take in and to understand. And that's why I want to talk about it, because again, I want to learn from myself, from the experience, and because everything was made so public, not by me, now I'm going to use the platform the way that I want to use it, and learn and grow and spread awareness. And again, like I said earlier, is call out the bullshit with receipts and back it all up. So That's why we're on here. And there's so much to talk about. I know that there's a lot of people that want to talk, and we're going to do it. Right, Whitney, it's so much easier to recognize after you're out of it. It's very, at the beginning, it took me a very, very long time. Again, quiet for 4 months, still scared, up all night, couldn't sleep, just, I didn't know what was going on, what I was doing, what he was doing, what was next, embarrassed, humiliated, completely terrified. So we're going to keep, yeah, I think that would be great to do a night of just questions and you guys can ask. And I think that that would be great. And we can have somebody kind of help facilitate those questions too. I think it would be phenomenal to be able to have people just ask, and I'll share and talk about my experience, and hopefully others can share their experience too, because I'm just one story. Just one story. There's so many people that have reached out, so many people even in the room tonight that have stories that I hope that they can share someday when they're ready to be able to talk about it, because it's not easy to do. Walking on eggshells, 100%. Absolutely. That is what it feels like. First red flag, God. That's a tough one. Yeah, I think the comments do go fast, and I really appreciate you guys typing them in here. They go fast, and I don't see all of them, but hopefully we can kind of select kind of the key ones that are coming through and make a list, and we can start answering those. But I think it would be really good to get somebody else in the other box to kind of be that facilitator and start asking me these questions, and we can have a conversation. Yeah, you guys are awesome. So thanks for coming in tonight. I didn't even put this on the calendar, but we'll get some more calendar events up here. And then towards the end of the week, I'm going to take a couple nights off. Yeah, maybe the first meetup in Minnesota was probably the first red flag. And I've got some holiday parties and some events. And so end of the week, hi, James. I'll be off. So let me go back. What are you going to change yourself to? I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So appreciate all you guys being in here tonight. We will catch you next time. I think, well, here's another good question. Do you ever think you'll be in a relationship again? I don't know. Don't know. Date night? We'll see. So yeah, I think we'll be back on tomorrow night, and you guys are amazing. Thanks for being in here. We will post this video to the YouTube channel. And again, my email's up there. I'm still young. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm still young. You never know. You never know. But everybody have a great Monday night, and we will catch you tomorrow. Everybody take care. If I knew what I was doing.